Are young people misunderstood and stereotyped? How often do you do it without even realising? A group of young people from Knights Youth Centre in South London have decided to reclaim the narrative. We wanted to understand how we come across, so we asked members of the public their opinions based on photos of us. Will you judge a book by its cover next time?
First thing that comes to mind.
Roadman. Probably in like a bad kind of way. They'd put him in a bad kind of light. Just because of the clothing and the way he's posing and looking.
How old do you think he is? 17.
I put 18.
18?
Yeah.
Right, he's 13.
Oh!
Well, something surprised me and they said like something about my age, that I look 18. Well, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people say that, but for someone in the public to say that, I don't know. It's just very surprising because, well, it means that I have to act as much older than I am if they think I'm as much older than I am. But I still have this, 13-year-old mentality. So, yeah. I'm not really like a roadman or anything. I'm a good child. You know what I'm saying? And when I'm older, I either want to be an engineer or a TV show host.
How would you describe her clothing?
Young looking. I think the top's just young looking.
Yeah.
She's too old to be wearing that top. Because she's a bigger woman, then she'll be bothered for that.
Yeah.
Probably even the way she dresses.
And who do you think's created these stereotypes?
The media and us.
Yeah,
Us.
normal people.
Yeah,
That's
regular
completely
people.
fair. How do you think she differs to you as a person?
Only in her colour.
What kind of person do you think she is?
I think she'd be an alright person.
Yeah, pretty chill. How old do you think she is?
In her late 30s.
Yeah.
No.
No, change your mind.
Early to mid 20s.
Early to mid 20s.
Yeah.
Do you want us to tell you how old she actually
Probably
is?
47.
She's actually the same age as me, and I'm 14.
What?
Yeah. We're both the same age. I'm 14. And she's...
They probably wouldn't really know I'm helpful, like trustworthy and stuff by my looks and stuff. I was shocked about the age comment. Shocked. Because I thought that I was that old. The compliments are nice and I don't really get them.
How do you think society would stereotype this person based on how they look?
They would probably think he's a lazy, unemployed guy. Probably. Or that he's on holiday and has a really high-flying job the rest of the time and really wants to relax when he has time off. Let's put it this way, if you're being tolerant and kind. The fact that he's not what people would take as a box on those questionnaires that you get as white British would also probably have some people think, he's probably an immigrant and he's probably taking benefits from a good English lad. Which, is unfortunately too easily said by some people. I don't ascribe to that.
And how old do you think he is?
I'd say he's about 23.
23? Okay, he's 16.
Is he?
This person is like...
Well, I'm not going to say he's a rude boy because I like to see when a boy is well dressed and they're looking like that. Because I've got 2 sons too and I have 5 grandkids. You understand? I like to see the dress nice, but the thing about it is to present yourself. If in case you have a job to go to, you're not going to dress like that. And if you're going to come by my home to take my daughter out, you're not going to dress like that. This is just for sports, you understand? You go out and let's go by the beach. This is not to take my daughter out if you're taking my daughter out. Do you understand that?
Yeah. I think the stereotypes
I think it's just guessing. They're just guessing, it's with the clothes one. And I mean, what their job is in that. It's just guessing, really. There's no way to actually know. And there's no stereotypes for jobs that people have. They're not just going to say drug dealer.
If you look at any of us, it's not like you can just say, oh, he's probably going to be this or that. It's a dress like in a police uniform. It's not much you can say.
So how would you describe this person's clothing and what do you think it says about them?
Casual, She looks a bit shy. She's wearing trainers. Sporty. Intention of being sporty. I would need to speak to her. I would hope that I'm not prejudiced in that way. Like, well, the obvious thing is the colour of her skin. And I'd say that's it. I can't see any other reason.
I'm kind of one of the people that does kind of do some sports, but some things that she did say about me was kind of right. I am shy, and I am like a nice person to talk to, but sometimes there can be negative things about me. I was kind of shocked by some of the things that they said, because not everybody dresses like a roadman, or some people don't work in JD Sports.
What kind of feeling or vibe does this picture give off to you?
I don't know, I thought about angry teenager. I mean, personally, I don't have an opinion. I can't say what other people think. He's just a normal teenager to me.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got kids myself. He doesn't look happy.
In terms of just his image, urban, youth.
Yeah, that's completely fine.
Those two words I'd probably use. Yeah. I think other people would probably characterise him as road.
That's completely fair.
Yeah. It's probably wrong, because you can't really judge what someone, who the person is.
So who do you think's created these stereotypes? What kind of people in society?
Older generations.
That's completely fair.
And they'll obviously be passed down by teachings of those.
Yeah.
It's just generally how it works.
I agree. But how old do you think he is?
Probably 17 or 18.
He is 15.
He's 15?
Yeah, he's 15.
That's so tall.
Because I've always sort of known these stereotypes exist. It's just, this highlights it a bit more for me. It was nice to get compliments for a change, because young people don't get a lot of compliments. I'm not a road man. It's like what they said. We shouldn't have to change. It's not really our fault. It just got, I don't know, just keep doing what we're doing, because we're not doing anything wrong. It's not really our fault, so we don't have to.
What does need to change?
Society's perceptions, but it won't. It's not a short-term thing that can happen. It has to happen over a long time.
What do you think her parents' job is?
Her parents' job. Well, sometimes her parents have very little to give her. I can understand that, because sometimes people on the street asking for money. Sometimes her parents have to work, maybe cleaning job or whatever job, and they cannot afford, And sometimes people give these people clothes, but they should at least sometimes realize the clothes they're giving for the people, for teenagers. That's not the clothes that's suitable for them. Dress decently. Sometimes a man will look at a woman's dressing, and they can tell you who you are according to the dressing. Do you understand me? So it's time for young people to know they have to put themselves looking good, respectable, so a man can respect them. And sometimes it's they that are the one that making people disrespect them. Young girls supposed to go work hard to achieve what they want. But I'm seeing the young girls before they're 16 years old, they're already pregnant. Love is going to wait. Children is going to wait. Provide for your children before you start making kids.
Well, I feel quite misunderstood, like people judging me on the road now, and it just isn't me. Being associated with teen mums really surprised me, since I'm still in education and I'm still trying to get my education and be financially stable for my children before I even think about having them. I'm completely lost for words.
So how would you describe their clothing? What do you think it says about them?
I think it's chilled. Obviously, like, I can tell she's probably from Ends. Brixton, yeah, it's so bad. But maybe JD, maybe kind of physio or PT, maybe like admin assistant, maybe relaxed. Got a little vim on roads, so maybe selling drugs. If they're in school, bad breeds, likely to cause us trouble. I'm assuming they're black or mixed race, so they've got that in common. But I'm obviously working in a professional job, so I know they might not understand what I'm doing or where I'm coming from.
I've learned that the older generations are the ones that have less to say, when most of the time they're the ones to blame for some certain stereotypes, and I find that really interesting. In general, I'd like young people to be perceived Equally, first of all, so race and gender is not an issue. And I'd like us to be perceived as just individuals finding ourselves, because we're all kind of experimenting with how we look and how we feel. So we shouldn't really be judged currently, because that might change in, I don't know, a couple years.
How do you think society would stereotype this person?
Not that well off, based on clothes and things. Young guy, up to no good, that sort of stuff.
I'm sorry, where do you think these stereotypes came from?
Straight white males.
I'd agree with that. Yeah. Given that he's young and black, potentially, that he might be like a troublemaker or just like a hoodie. I'd say he looks a little bit more chilled out than me.
I honestly dressed exactly the same, most of the time. Even the socks with the sliders, he knows.
How old do you think he is?
18. 15.
Okay.
Yeah,
Everyone's entitled to their opinion. That's your opinion. I'm not going to change what I wear and how I wear it just because someone thinks I'm like that. When I know I'm not, and that's enough for me. One of the ladies said I wasn't nervous. That I kind of agree with, but that's just how I am. And another one said that I would be, involved with roadmen. Nah, that would never me. My mum would beat my ass if I did that. That could never be me, sorry. And I think the man said, a young guy up to no good. Nah, I'm a good boy. I'm a good boy. Schoolwork, I'm back home. It's always me. I'm not one of those road people. I'm a good boy. I've learned that a lot of people judge a book by its cover before actually reading the book. And I think that's something that needs to be changed drastically. It needs to be changed.
Will you judge a book by its cover next time?